Hi everyone, my name is Bruce Hurley, and in the next few minutes I'm going to tell you a few very important things you need to know about credit repair. I know you don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to talk fast and I'm going to give it to you straight. First of all, I've been in the credit repair business since 1989. Most of the people selling credit repair on the internet weren't even alive then, but that's not the reason you should listen to me. You should listen to me because of why I got into the credit repair business in the first place and what I discovered years later. You see, I owned a real estate company back then, and it broke my heart to see nice families who couldn't buy a home because of their credit. And even if they were able to get a loan, they were paying a much higher rate on their mortgage. That's the tragedy of what I call credit poverty. If your credit isn't excellent, you wind up having to pay much more for things like credit cards, home loans, and car loans, and even insurance. And because of that, you have less money to pay towards your debt, so the cycle just keeps going and going. Lifting a credit score by just 40 points can save the average family thousands of dollars every year and make them able to enjoy a much better quality of life. Now, when I discovered this, I started learning everything I could about credit repair. Eventually, I learned so much that I started a credit repair business in 1989, and the rest is history. Over these last decades, I've become the nationwide industry expert on this subject. I've tested every conceivable approach to credit repair. I've partnered with law firms, I've written hundreds of different letters, I've tried doing it over the phone, I've hired people who worked inside the credit bureaus, I've filed lawsuits, I've even shown up to the offices of the credit bureaus in person. Oh, and I've also purchased and tested 31 credit repair programs and services, and I've read every book published on the subject since 1970. I even wrote the definitive book on the subject. And along the way, I've personally shown tens of thousands of people the path to better credit. This has been a passion of mine for decades, and now I'm going to tell you what's come out of all of it. In the process of trying so many different ways to improve credit, I stumbled on a simple little system that was getting far better results than any other approach I'd ever tried, but I couldn't figure out why. But then I hired someone who used to work at one of the big three credit bureaus, and I discovered the answer. You see, this person was put out of a job by E-Oscar. But E-Oscar isn't a person. It's a computer system. You can look it up, E-Oscar. And what E-Oscar does is scan disputes and then automatically initiates an investigation with the creditor's computers. That's right, it completely cuts out the human beings. And that, as it turns out, seriously hurts your chances of a positive outcome. Or, worse yet, E-Oscar will send back the dispute with what it calls a frivolous and irrelevant response. That's when E-Oscar decides that your dispute requests aren't sincere. And this happens all the time. When your dispute gets labeled frivolous and irrelevant, you just bought yourself a world of pain because E-Oscar may not consider another dispute on those same items for up to 6 months. But here's the thing. The simple little credit repair system I was currently using could not be scanned by E-Oscar, and therefore the disputes had to be handed over to the few human beings still remaining at the bureaus. The advantage of this is that the people are far more likely to initiate an investigation, and if you know exactly what to say to them and how to approach it, they will never return a dispute for being frivolous and irrelevant. And the way the human beings process the dispute is much less efficient than the way E-Oscar does it. So the bureaus are much more likely to run out of time that they're allowed in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and then they're required by law to do what you want. Bam! Right there, just by avoiding the evil clutches of E-Oscar, or Oscar the Grouch as I call him, you increase the likelihood of a successful dispute by about 30 to 40%. That's a huge win for you. But there's more you need to know. First of all, there's only one credit repair system that uses this approach, and it's the one you're learning about right now. It also happens to be the system that will take less of your personal time than any other option out there. And that includes hiring a law firm to do it for you. There's absolutely no other credit repair solution that works better, works faster, or takes less of your personal time. In fact, I discovered that this system, which I named Credit Repair Magic, worked so well that I could no longer justify in my mind charging people thousands of dollars for something that they could easily do on their own in less time. So in 2002, I sold my brick and mortar credit repair company and I started offering Credit Repair Magic exclusively online. But if it works so well, why isn't everyone doing it? Well, there's two reasons. One, there isn't enough money in it for them. So think about this. Law firms charge by the month, so they have absolutely zero incentive to get the job done quickly. Why would they? I've had former employees of the big credit repair law firms tell me that they were expected to deliberately extend the process to 2, 3, and even 4 years in order to maximize the monthly payments. That adds up to thousands of dollars and years of time for something that could be done for less than $100 in just a few months. The second reason nobody is using this system is because they can't. Credit Repair Magic is protected by the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. It's the only system that uses this unique approach, and it's the only one that will ever use it. In fact, because it's protected, I don't even mind telling you what it is, and more importantly, what it is not. First of all, Credit Repair Magic is a low-tech solution. And that's not because I don't like technology either. In fact, I once spent $30,000 in 6 months of my life creating an automated software program that I wound up selling to a friendly competitor. Why? Because it simply didn't work as well as the system I already had. Just like every other traditional credit repair software program out there, it actually required more work, it took more time, and it got worse results. So what's the point of technology if it doesn't improve anything? Why go with something complex if you have something simple that works better? Doesn't that just make good common sense? But if you've decided that you absolutely, positively must have a typical software program that just spits out letter templates and requires you to enter your personal identifying information into software that can be hacked, by the way, then you're wasting your time here. Just Google credit repair software and buy the cheapest one you can, because they're pretty much all the same. And you can forget about the online dispute system that the credit bureaus want you to use. It's a joke. The online system is designed for the benefit of the credit bureaus and their creditor customers, and it's a rookie mistake to go that route. But if all you care about is getting results and saving time and money, then you're in the right place. An important part of Credit Repair Magic's secret is that it's the only approach that uses the credit report itself for the dispute. That's how we avoid e-Oscar, and that's how we get the human beings at the bureaus to work for us instead of against us. This crazy low-tech system works so well that you can understand why it's called Credit Repair Magic. You're not guaranteed to get perfect credit. Nobody can do that, but you will put the odds way in your favor, and that's what the game is all about. You'll also have your first dispute complete in less than half an hour. If you can't find the time for that, then you're really not ready to improve your credit. And if you're still thinking that you don't have the time to do it yourself, think again. Hiring a credit repair company will actually take more time, much more, because you'll have to fill out tons of paperwork during the sign-up process, and all the updates from the credit bureaus will still be sent to you. So guess what? You still have to snail mail these updates back to the credit repair company anyway. So you'll be spending thousands of dollars more for the privilege of wasting hours of your personal time every month for a solution that takes much longer to get results. How much sense does that make? Believe me, you'd be better off with one of the many companies that sell a typical credit repair program online. Some of them are actually pretty cheap, and there's really nothing wrong with most of them. They just don't work quite as well or quite as fast as Credit Repair Magic. So if you value your time and your credit outcomes, Credit Repair Magic is the logical choice. And guess what? There's no charge for extra people like there is with other programs. You can use Credit Repair Magic for as many people as you like, including family and even friends. That's right, you heard me right. No restrictions on the number of users. There are people who even use it as the basis of a credit repair business. Even though it's not set up specifically for that purpose, it's probably the easiest and cheapest way to get started. Email me after you buy it and I'll tell you how. In addition to easy to follow step-by-step instructions, Credit Repair Magic also includes some amazing bonuses that you won't find anywhere else, including our copyrighted system called Piggybacking an Angel, which can legally add 140 points or even more to your credit score in a matter of weeks. I've seen it happen hundreds of times. I've also included my best-selling book, Solving the Credit Puzzle, in a searchable digital format so that you can go deep into any credit-related topic you can imagine. I even show you how you can build credit and increase your score beyond just eliminating bad credit. And Credit Repair Magic is convenient too. Because it's online, you can access it from any device anywhere in the world. There's no memory-choking software to download, and all updates happen instantaneously. Oh, and you get lifetime upgrades. You'll never have to buy another credit repair program, ever. There's so much more to it, but I gotta go so you can get started. Just remember this: the only people who don't love Credit Repair Magic are the ones who never used it. It's not a typical software program, but a step-by-step system. But that's a good thing. If you want better results, you can't do what everyone else is doing. You can trust the experience of the tens of thousands of people who've used Credit Repair Magic, or you can trust the A+ rating we have at the Better Business Bureau, which you can check out for yourself. But even if you're not the trusting type, you've got a 60-day full money-back guaranteed to take a look and try it for yourself. You literally have nothing to lose except your credit problems. And if you have any trouble with the process, which I doubt you will, I personally handle all customer service questions. You're going to find out what it's like to have a credit repair expert with decades of experience on your team. So take my advice, put all your expectations aside, and forget about what you thought you were looking for. Just follow the simple steps in Credit Repair Magic and you will see results. You can have full access to the program in about 1 minute from right now, and your first dispute can be complete in under half an hour. It's a beautiful thing. So go ahead and click the button below to get started. You'll be happy you did.